Hello, my name is Mr. Hutton, and I teach the history of rock and roll. And this is a class we offer at the high school that teaches you about the history of rock and roll. We started in the 1950s. We take you through Elvis, and then we hit the 60s, and we talk about the Beatles and the folk movement in our country, and we talk about the birth of soul music and R&B. We move into the 70s and Led Zeppelin, in the 80s and the hair bands and rock and roll. And we talk about AC/DC, Metallica, Guns N' Roses. We get into the 90s. We're talking about progressive rock, alternative, grunge. I think students will develop a good understanding of the basics of rock and roll. We kind of get a little bit of the elements of music, as well as just a little bit of history of different groups throughout the history of rock and roll. And hopefully you have a good time while you're doing it.
What I like about history of rock is that you get to learn about the roots of songs you hear on the radio and the people who sing it and their backgrounds and where they came from. And I think that's always interesting.
My name is Gage, and I like history of rock because we learn a lot about music cultures in general, not just rock, and it's fun because I like it.
How history of rock will help me in the future, I will get to have conversation starters if I'm with friends or people and we hear songs on the radio, and I can brag to them about my knowledge of the people who sing it and how the song became to be.
Students should take the history of rock and roll if they're interested in obviously learning about the history of rock and roll. Maybe you know what kind of music you like and you want to see how rock and roll relates to that. Maybe you're a rock and roll fan. If you like music, you probably like this class.